So then to come back with Abbey Road, I was like, yeah, and you know, and the big hit. I think the initial hit was, well, it was either Come Together or Here Comes the Sun, but it doesn't matter, either one. It's like, yeah, you know, the Beatles they're still
Right.
the greatest, you know. And then you heard the album and had that suite on the second side. It was so unusual and so creative. And I was like, yeah, the Beatles, they're it. And then, you know, and then Let It Be, which Let It Be was just a nice sort of, I mean, after Abbey Road, it's like, okay, we'll give them some time off now. They can make a total turd of a record. We're not going to really care. And that's not what Let It Be was, but it was, you know, it wasn't up to the standards.
Right, it's kind of like almost what was left of.
Yeah. And then, you know, Phil Spector had come and put all the strings on it and stuff, because George Martin walked away from that record. He didn't want any part of it anymore, because there was so much animosity, and the Beatles didn't care, they couldn't mix it, they said, oh, hell with it, and they just shelved it. So Phil Spector came and sort of, you know, put it together and made an album out of it, and then he took all the grief, because he added all those big strings and everything that he loved to do. But in fact, he kind of salvaged the record. I think he gets a little bit of a bad rap over that. And then of course the Beatles loved him because he produced, co-produced Harrison's first solo record, you know, All Things Must Pass.
Right.
And he did Imagine and Plastic Ono Band. So they worked with him a lot after the breakup. But yeah, I mean, and it had big hits. I mean, Let It Be was a big hit, and Long and Winding Road was a big hit.
Right.
And it, you know, and some of the songs remain classics, like Across the Universe, and yeah, I really like it. Do you know the Let It Be Naked? Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's,
I actually almost like the Long Winding Road, the naked version, better. It's just very, I don't know. I just feel like I get into McCartney's soul, I guess, more than I get with all the orchestral background and the female voices, you know, Corley singing in the background. But I mean, I guess it's just an opinion, but
no, it's nice. And I mean, if Phil Spector hadn't gotten involved and they had gotten their act together, I guess that's what it would have sounded like. I mean, I guess. I don't know how much, I don't remember how much the guys who put that together actually did to it. Do you?
no.
Because I don't know if they just took the tapes and took off the Phil Spector stuff and released it, or if they took off the Phil Spector stuff and added some of their own things, and I'm not sure.
No, I can't say either.
I haven't heard it actually for a while, but yeah, I like it. I had that. Let It Be Naked. Let It Be Naked.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else?
It's a good album. So I guess we'll kind of close it up. So you mentioned Revolution Number 9 and how crazy that song was. So, and I've read in a couple places now that is the most important Beatles song to come out of their career. What would you say are, I guess, the three most important Beatles songs in terms of the recording studio and their effect on recording and such? Even if it includes Revolution 9?
No. That's just a goof. It's a goof.
I think it was Ian McDonald.
It's musique concrète, which is a really a highly developed genre of classical composition, and almost any serious piece of musique concrète is far more interesting than Revolution Number 9.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Beatles are pop musicians, and that's not much of a pop song. It's okay. It's cool.
Right.
It's cool in its context. If that's what the only thing they were really known for, they wouldn't be known. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, you know, there's a couple ways to think of it. You can just look for like recording and innovations, and I don't know off the top of my head I have to think. But I mean, just as far as songs, you know, you can't beat She Loves You and I Want to Hold Your Hand. I mean, those things are amazing. My favorite record varies from time to time. Sometimes it's the White Album. A lot of times it is. But this last couple of months I've been listening over and over to Beatles for Sale. And it opens with No Reply. What a great opening for an album that is. It's almost like you couldn't come up with anything better, you know? So I don't know. Well, I think for like to have a whole bunch of weird recording innovations, Tomorrow Never Knows is definitely one of them, because it showcases so many things. Surely something from Pepper. Maybe for the benefit of Mr. Kite, there's all that interesting, the way they cut up all those samples of circus organs and taped it together. And I mean, there's a lot of things on Pepper that are really
Right.
innovative. But that one sort of just comes to mind. And yeah, maybe The Sweet from the second side of Abbey Road, because that's a very original thing to do. And it's, I mean, it's unlikely that those separate songs, some by Lennon, some by McCartney, would be strung together so organically. It feels like it was all written together to go that way, and it wasn't. You know?
Right.
It's almost like Casablanca. They never knew how they were going to end it. They kept, as they were shooting the movie, they never knew where they were going. But the way it came out, it's so yeah. Ask me tomorrow, I'll pick another three, but today those are the three.